I am not me. I am art, and I am here with you right now. Let's make some art. Morning, guys. How are we? I am here of my own choice. Why else would I get up so early on a Sunday? You are here by choice, watching, opting to watch, which is fantastic. And if we're both here because we're choosing to be here, then that means we're friends. There are many ways that we can express our friendship. We could shake hands, we could hug, we could kiss. Unfortunately, this is over the internet. We're unable to do any of those things, but what we can do is raise a glass. What I would say is that if you have a glass of something, a morning beverage, a fruit juice, a coffee, a tea, water, if you're healthy, or milkshake, if you're very lucky. I have some apple juice here. I would just say, let's raise a glass to each other. To you, and to your week, and to the answers you seek. Cheers. Beautiful. What a wonderful way to start. Last week, what's been happening? Nothing much. I have been largely horizontal, recovering from Inktober. And do you like the hat, by the way? I woke up, I put the vest on, and I thought, well, I'm a little bit chilly. Put a woolly hat on with a bobble for a little whimsy. So I've been recovering largely from Inktober, but I've also been thinking about this moment right here and the moments that we share, thinking about this weekly update and thinking about how much I enjoy it, thinking about how much I think it could be better, thinking of how I believe with a little bit of work, which I'm not super keen on doing, but if it produces good gains, a little bit of work, it could be something spectacular. So expect some changes coming up. Expect some changes, that's what I'll say. I'll tease you, I'll tantalize you. Let's dive straight in. Let's go with the Q&A. Unfortunately, Emma is not watching at the moment, which is a shame because it's her question. Emma Seaton, she asks, let's get the thing up, from last week, not me. So I know that it's addressed to me. Bake Off final result. Your views, please. Hashtag Steph bottled it. Now, last week, and I should apologize again for last week, it was an absolute shambles. Travelodge, Wi-Fi, just can't handle what we were bringing. So, it did end in a bit of a shower, but I did a pre-recorded one afterwards, and I think I brought it. I think I brought it in the re-record. But it did mean that I didn't get a chance to answer Emma's question, so I'll answer it right now. The Bake Off final. I watched the Bake Off all season. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I think the work that they produce is spellbinding. It's work that I couldn't produce. I probably could, given enough practice. But it's work that is nonetheless astounding. I lost a lot of faith in the process when Henry left. Henry was somebody that I recognized quite a lot of myself in, actually. He was erudite, he was intelligent, he dressed sharply. I enjoyed Henry a great deal, and I don't think he should have been eliminated when he was. When he was, I kind of took a back seat, and I thought, gosh, this isn't quite working out in the way that I'd hoped. They brought it back the following week by getting rid of the posho. I can't even remember her name at this point. She's terrifically posh, and I didn't really appreciate that. So I was glad when that happened. Then we got to the final. So I realised that what they'd done the makers of Bake Off, because it is a TV show in the same way of Game of Thrones or whatever. It's being manipulated, it's being controlled. And what they'd done is they'd sent you on a roller coaster of emotions. Steph had been star baker several times throughout the festivities, to the point that made you think, gosh, well, she's just going to win it, isn't she? Because she's a star baker, Steph. But as you say, she bottled it. Now, did she bottle it because she was told to bottle it? Because that made for a better final? I'm not going to be the one to confirm or disconfirm that, but just think about it. Yeah, just think about it. Then we had, what's the other one? The horse who got very tall with the ponytail. And it kind of looks like this, actually. This is my... she was very good and consistent and won Star Baker on the semi-final. So that makes you think, oh gosh, maybe she's going to win. Maybe she's going to, as a horse, you know, just on the final furlong, just overtake Steph. But then there was the man. Then there was the man. All the way through being consistent, but never spectacular. He went all the way through and he just rounded the end. It was the most satisfying ending, because the good guy, the man, got the W. And it was surprising as well. They had written it in such a way that the good guys won in a way that you didn't expect them to. So I was very pleased. I was very pleased at the end of the Bake Off. And I understand, I see on Netflix that there are a couple of holiday specials, holidays American for Christmas. There are a couple of Christmas specials. I won't watch them yet. I'm not quite fully into the Christmas spirit yet, but once I do, I shall watch them, and you know, maybe I'll review them. Maybe I'll review them. So that's my thoughts on the Bake Off. Hashtag Steph did bottle it, but hashtag the man won, so it was all okay. The best man won in the end. Think it through. So that was Ask Not Me. Then we've got the Artist of the Week. I might change that name because I don't do this every week. I don't know, I'll think about it. And if you have any other thoughts on what the Artist of the Week could be, because it's not so much Artist of the Week, it's more just me as an artist giving an S/O, which is short for shout out in internet parlance, to another artist. It could be for a historical piece of work, it could be for a current piece of work. Artist of the Week kind of limits it, I think, by being too, if nobody does something in the prior week that I think is worth acknowledging, we're in a pickle. We find ourselves in a pickle. Excuse me. But my Artist of the Week this week is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold Schwarzenegger is an actor and a former politician. He stars in the Terminator films. There is another Terminator film that is out right now. It's called Terminator something. And what I like about the Terminator films, I've seen them all, love them all, 10 on 10. But they take you on a roller coaster in a kind of meta sense about time travel. You watch the first one, you think, well, this is wonderful. You watch the second one, you think, oh my gosh, is this even better? You think maybe time travel itself is a fantastic idea. Then we get to all of the other ones, and you think, no, this time travel is too complicated to really understand and get a solid handle on. So this is a bad idea, full stop. What the Americans would say. Period. And so this one currently is another installment. Nobody asked for it. Nobody was clamoring for it, but Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Artist of the Week, pushed it through. He said, no, I'm very good at playing this emotionless robot. I want to do it again in the same way that old Sylvester Stallone has been with his Rockies and his Rambos, saying, these are the parts that I'm really good at. These are the parts that I really excel in. And so I just want to keep on doing these. Will we see Arnold in another Terminator film? Absolutely. Is anybody going to ask him to do it, or is he just going to make it happen through sheer force of Austrian bicep? No, he's just going to push it through. He's just going to make it happen in the way that he would say, "I'm making another movie." That was Arnold Schwarzenegger. So yeah, to sum up, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Artist of the Week. Terminator films, great. Time travel itself, very, very bad. You think, oh yes, we could go back and right some wrongs. I could go back and say, no, Susan Townsend, I do not want to go on a date with you. You seem like a mean and manipulative person who would arrange to go on a date and then not show up to the date deliberately just to be mean. I mean, that would be pretty good, actually. Susan Townsend. She's very pretty, aren't they all? Aren't they all? What are we doing? Okay, next week. Next week, I'm going to continue not really doing much. That's my aim. I'm going to be working on some improvements for our live updates on Sunday. But I'm also going to be working on my Instagram account. If you haven't yet subscribed to my Instagram account, instagram.com/I am not me, I am art. Give it a follow, because I'm doing a lot of very spectacular work on the hello, Second Opinion Psychic. How are you? Hello. Speaking of Instagram, of course, Second Opinion Psychic follows me on Instagram and will be the first to tell you of the spectacular work that I'm doing in the realm of Instagram stories, something I'm very much enjoying. But I've realized that from doing the work on the Instagram stories, I noticed something the other day that I thought was quite odd and unusual, that I don't follow anybody on Instagram. So I'm going to rectify that this week. I shall be following people. It's true fan. It is true fan. It is true fan. Second Opinion Psychic. It's a shame. So I shall be following people based largely on two factors. One, their engagement with me. If people have been engaging with me in a long way, hello Tiffany Douglas, engaging with me in the works that I do, they will get a follow. And with each follow, this is my pledge, and I want it on the record as it is right now. Hello. As it is right now, every single person that I follow, I will create a Instagram story explaining why I'm following that person. I shall tag that person in that thing, and then I believe you can collect all Instagram stories in a kind of a long thing. Hello, Emma Seaton. I answered your question earlier, Emma, about the Bake Off. It's a terrific shame you weren't here to watch it, but that's fine. That's fine. That's why this is all saved and you can watch it back again. So, generally speaking, all of you peeps who are watching me on my live updates, and all three of you, Tiffany Douglas, Second Opinion Psychic, and Emma Seaton, are long-time supporters, and I respect you for that. So you'll be getting a follow, Natch. Certain other businesses and famous artists. I'd be very surprised if Phil Collins didn't get a follow. But other people, if you think that somebody deserves to be followed by me, then get them to follow me, and then just get them to ask, "Hey, not me, could you follow me?" And then I'll do it, and I'll explain why on an Instagram story. MC Tom will rewatch later. Thanks for the answer. I mean, to sum it all up, Emma, I've got my notes here. Q&A. Bake Off. It was a roller coaster of emotions, ups and downs. Henry out was a big down. The worry that Steph was going to win and it's going to be all boring was troubling. But then at the end, the best man won, and he overtook the two ladies who had been positioned to win. It's all kind of a very Game of Thrones. You didn't think he was going to win, but then he did win. So it was a nice feel-good moment at the end. Success for the man overcoming the odds. So yes, so coming up this week will be lots of follows on Instagrams. So if you have, as I say, any friends that you think should be followed by me, get them to follow me and get in touch. What else? I mean, maybe other bits and pieces. Who knows? And of course, if you have a question for next week's Q&A, next week's Ask Not Me, it's Ask Not Me better. I don't know. I might change the name for that and look for improvements to this update situation and scenario. So that's gonna be happening over the next couple of weeks. So thank you very much. One final raise of the glass to all of you. Thank you. Apple juice. So that was the update for the 10th of November 2019. Why is it always backwards on Instagram? Isn't Instagram funny? I am not me. I am Art, and I am wishing you all a terrifically creative week. Thanks for joining me.